Game on. Okay, awesome. So welcome to day 2, everybody. Who's excited to be here? Let me know in the comments. Me, and I want to see how excited are you. Like, how many exclamation marks is going to be behind the me? Like, come on. Like, for real. This is so exciting, isn't it? Who's got, yeah, I love that excited. Yay. Awesome. So I want you to quickly, we've got a lot to cover today as well. Very exciting. I don't know, there's something special about day 2. Um, Not that I just have a surprise for you. Yay, I have a surprise for you at the end of this, okay? This is just what my way of I always I've been taught, if you are generous, I just always know that you become a magnet for success in your life. Who believes that? You will always hear me say, when you chase money, you'll never have enough. When you want to help people, you will become a magnet for success. It's just how it works, right? So I've got a little surprise for you. Yep, up my sleeve. No one knows what it is, not even my team, which makes me very excited. So what I wanted to quickly just, before we jump in, I want some feedback from yesterday. Who got this aha moment of yesterday? It doesn't matter if you want to create a digital product, maybe you don't want to, but something just clicked for you yesterday and was like, oh my goodness, I never saw that. Who's willing to share? Me. Awesome. Who's willing to share? Who's willing to come up and share? If you are, just check for me, Zanel, which one's first, and just unmute the person for me, please. Okay, this is your 2 minutes of fame. Okay, awesome. Let's see, who's up? Who's got the guts? Come on, guys. Who's got it? Me. I can't see it. Can you guys see?
We can see. We will let you know.
Okay, so on camera, put your hand up. On camera, because I know there's a lot of me's in here. Put your hand up quickly, and then I'll decide someone to come up and just unmute them, please.
Lizelle, CJ, Rodemeyer.
All right, CJ, let's hear it. Well done for showing up and being brave to share. You just need to unmute. Can you spotlight him, please? Where are you, CJ? Let's get going. Okay, who's next? Let's just go with Leandri. Let you go. Just unmute, guys. Okay. You've got the opportunity to unmute. The first one that unmutes, just start. There we go. Leandri.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you.
So for my side, I think I got it narrowed down in terms of the person, my customer, my ideal customer, in terms of who I want to speak to and what are the pain points. I think the pain points is what stand out for me yesterday and how I think I can provide that solution. So I'm quite excited. I just need a little bit of, you mentioned something very important, which was to check whether there's actually demand and whether there's books written and research done and, what are already available, online. And so while you were talking, I was doing what Cecilia said, where you wish you could stop it and quickly do something and, but I did Google and, I could find something. So I'm quite excited. So thank you so much, Lizelle. Very looking forward today.
I'm so happy for you. I must say the pain point section really is a breakthrough moment for a lot of people, because once you understand that you can actually once you understand that selling shouldn't be selling, it shouldn't be an icky feeling. It shouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to manipulate someone to buy from me, or it's serving. It's really having a solution. When you know you have the solution to someone, like think about your friend's child that's sick. And you've got Panado at home. I mean, are you just going to keep quiet? Or are you going to say, hey, let me get the Panado for you. I have it at home. I know that works. You don't overthink when you have a solution. You don't think about, oh my goodness, what is this person going to think of me? What I'm going to look like? When you know you have the solution to someone's problem, content becomes easier. And this is where the shift happens. That's so important. The shift of gimme to let me help. And that is what doubled your bank account. That's what made the difference in your bank account. So well done for that, Leandri. Well done. Who next? Let's have another one share quickly.
Erika?
Giselle, obviously you know me, one of the millions that know you.
Erika.
I, I just have to say, Latasha Deploy has, I don't know, that woman is just from October when she watched your Canva. But what spoke to me was we've all got something that we can share, something incredible. And I know I've got something. In fact, I've got a few things. And I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. And you all are beautiful. And I love your sister as well. But thank you, Lizelle.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much. And welcome to Erica. Welcome. And welcome to all the newbies. Who's new on here that joined today? Because you guys were like, I want that fast start. I want that fast start. And a lot of you joined. So well done. Congratulations. Well done for joining the shortcut, but not just the shortcut, a team of people that are really going to cheer you on and it's there for you. And we're going to start smart and very quickly. Okay. Thank you, Erica. Okay. One more. One more that's not inside our community. If I can ask that. One more. I want someone to share that really, what stood really out for you? What stood out for you from yesterday? Even if it was, I never understood this, and now all of a sudden I can understand how making my own digital product can actually make me money. Even if it's that. Doesn't have to be something complicated. Okay? Who's sharing?
Jill.
Jill. Do you want to share, Jill? Hello, Jill. You're all unmuted.
Okay, Feling. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Feline, come up.
Hi. Let me just lower
Hey,
my hand.
Feline, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. I actually joined yesterday, and I think one of the things that stood out for me was when you said, one, you need to figure out what it is that you also have to share with other people. But that what is I actually wrote it down. I wrote it down. You said one problem, one person, one solution, right? So it forced me to look at my own situation like, okay, what's the problem? What's the solution? And I started researching, and there's an entire community of moms, single moms out there who can and I was like, okay, I think I have something here. I have something. And I developed something. I don't want to share too much, but yes, it was an awesome, awesome, awesome thingy. Yeah, thank you.
Well done. I love your accent. Like we South
Thank
Africans
you.
we say awesome. Awesome. But you people, you say
Thank you.
awesome. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome
we
in
tried.
Afrikaans, it actually means breath. It's like take a breath.
Really?
But I just love your accent.
Okay. I did not really. Yeah.
Awesome. Someone
You
says
did
here the
a
main
really
theme
good
of
job. Thank
yesterday
you.
was, oh, sorry. How can you help people? Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's get going. Are you guys ready? Because today we are going to actually pack out your product for you. Okay, we're going to help you structure your product. I promise you, at the end of this, you're going to be like, okay, Lizelle, let me just do it. Because tomorrow we're doing it in Canva live. Okay, so today you'll have your product, you'll have your price, you will know exactly the way forward. Okay, are you excited? Can we get going? Yay! Let's get going, eh? Let's get going. Okay. So what are we going to do is structure is extremely important in your product. Okay. There's always a recipe to success. So I've seen it so many times where people will start a digital product and they will give a lot of information. Okay. Now, information is good. This is why people pay you for it. Okay. They pay you for the information. But the issue is if you are not giving that information in a clear structure, then you might lose your audience straight away. Now, what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to create a digital product, make sales, and that's it. What do I mean when I say that? Some people just really do it for the money. And once if you just do it for the money, that means you're not going to make money again. I have a mastermind, right? Where I teach them how you start with your digital product. We build it out with you. And then you get the same people that bought the first product will buy the second product, will buy the third product, will buy the fourth product. Because where there's a problem, there can always be a solution. Okay. So I don't want you just to, like I said yesterday, I don't want you just to make money, just for the week, just to cover your groceries. I want to set you up for success. When you look at your product and you structure it well, meaning it is edible, like eating a big elephant in small chunks. When you can give your product like that, you're going to have a result. Your customer's going to have a result. You're going to have repeat customers. Does that make sense? Okay. So you want to structure it. Think about yourself when you're taking your information. That's why a movie goes according to a structure. Like you watch the movie and the guy leaves a little, sorry to the guys on here, but we're romantic. The guy leaves a little flower for you and he writes you a little letter and we're like, oh, this is so cute, and finally, like things are getting in the way and you just want the two to get together, right? Because it's there, it's built like that for a reason, because it's building suspense, it's keeping the viewer engaged, right? And that's what's important inside your digital product as well. You have to keep your audience in your digital product engaged so that they can learn, implement. And that's one of the best products. If you can sell a product, even if it's a guide, but something that they can implement. I'm jumping the gun here, so let me start. So what you want to do is, first, you want to use in your title, you want to use like keywords, okay? So first, title, extremely important. Now, in social media, we talk about hooks. Think about when you scroll social media. You will only stop when something interests you. Yes? Put a yes in the comments. That's how you guys talk to me. Who wasn't here yesterday? Put me in the comments if you were not here on yesterday. You still need to catch up with us. Okay? Well, welcome. Just stay tuned, okay? It will make sense, but if you go back and watch yesterday, it's also going to make sense. Okay? It's going to make better sense. So if you watch social media, the hook on the screen is extremely important. You literally have 1.5 to 3 seconds to stop someone's scroll, because we are over 5.3 billion people on social media. It's busy. How are you going to stand out? Why would someone buy from you and not from someone else? Okay? First and foremost, you just need to get them in. And how we do it with social media is we use a good hook for 3 seconds, and then we go into the content of it, okay? The same with your product. And the reason that is important is because when you talk about your product, the topic needs to interest your audience. You guys agree? You're not going to take, like, even if it's the best meal planner in the entire world, even if it's the best fitness program in the entire world, or teaching program, whatever, if the topic doesn't have you sold on it, or at least 50%, you're not even going to look further, okay? So you want to use a title, and here comes a tip. You want to use a title that's got keywords in that your perfect customer is searching online for, okay? So what your perfect customer is searching online for, like my perfect customer is searching make money online, extra income, work from home, stay-at-home moms. That's my type of customer. So if I create a product, most of the time I have to have that inside, okay? When I create a digital magnetic system, it's not a guide. That's a program, so it's something completely different. But if you have a guide, like my freebie. I have a freebie that I give people that when they give me their email address, they get into my system, okay? And they get a freebie from me. That freebie is the shortcut to online income. Does that interest you? The shortcut to online income. It says there's a shortcut because there is, right? So that's why whatever you create, make sure that there's keywords in that your perfect customer is searching online for. How do you find the keywords? Very simple tip for you here is you go onto Instagram or you go onto TikTok, okay? Or even best, you go onto YouTube. People are searching on YouTube for things. YouTube is like the second search engine online worldwide. So go in there and say, like I would go in and say, how to make money, and then I'll see what comes up next. If it's like I would think maybe my customer is searching for how to make money online from home. Now I type in how to make money, and then the next words is as a beginner. I'm like, that's what people are searching for, not what I thought. They are searching for how to make money online as a beginner. That's what I'm going to call my product. Does that make sense? So you have to go according to what they search, because that's what they're typing in, because that's going to have to be the keywords in there. Okay, so your title, and then your tagline. Your tagline needs to paint the transformation. Okay, your tagline needs to paint the transformation. One of the taglines that I have many times is how regular people are making $5,000 to $10,000 a month online, selling other people's products using done-for-you content, stuff like that. Or how regular people can make money online from home, or whatever. The tagline is how you can go from where you are working full-time to making money. Okay, if it's a fitness, someone in the fitness industry, it would be how to get your pre-baby body back. That's for someone in the fitness that looks, that does fitness for postpartum moms. So whatever it is, the tagline needs to have the transformation. Okay, and then the second thing is you want an appealing design, especially with your first one, because looks are everything. I know you hear a lot about people that say, it's not about how it looks, it's not about how you look. Yes, the most part is true. This is not that important. But it is important if you have a guide or an ebook, it's important what it looks like. It needs to be appealing to your perfect customer. If I have a product, a guide on fashion, but I have a coffee on the front page and stuff that you can eat inside it, do you think that's going to appeal to my fashion customer? No, it's not. Okay, it needs to be appealing. So it's very simple. So here's your structure. Okay, so your structure of your product. Remember, we spoke about the pain, and then we spoke about the desire. Okay, so those of you who were not on yesterday, you are in luck, because I'm going to retouch on that just now. Okay, so you are a problem solver. This is why you do what you do, or going to do what you do. You solve a problem. People are in need of information, or going from the pain to the desire, and that is what you do, going from the pain and desire. So all you need to do is just I always say 5 steps is more than enough. And this is what people do wrong. Like I said in the beginning, they have amazing information. They can help someone get through a tough time, for instance. Like, let's say someone that went through a divorce and you didn't find the help that you wanted. And the psychiatrist and the psychologist and all those people are so freaking expensive. So you have all these bills that piled up and you still didn't get the healing. The way you got the healing and could deal with that divorce was maybe you started a support group. Maybe you went through the 7 stages of grief. I don't know, but something you did worked for you. And now you can save someone a lot of time and money. As long as you can save someone time and money, you can make money and you can change lives in the process. So if you did that, think about the transformation that you want to offer. Where did you start? Because if you are going to write a whole essay on like a book, that's not gonna run with your client. Okay? That's not gonna appeal to your perfect customer. Small bits and pieces, chunks, that's what they want. They want to know what's step 1. Okay? They want to know what's step 1. What do I need to do? They want to know what's step 2, what's step 3, 4, and 5. That's going to get me to what I want, where I want to go. Okay, so I can give you my example. So people that come to me they are people that are looking for moms, dads, parents, people that was in a situation like I was 2 years ago, that was basically struggling financially and, oh my goodness, behind on bills like it's no one's business. I was behind on bills, could barely cover my children's school fees, and the constant stress hanging over me was just, it was exhausting. And it wasn't that I wasn't working. I was working all the time and still not making enough money. So I was like that hamster wheel. Anyone knows how that feels? That's what I was like. So I know exactly how my perfect customer feels. And what I did was I started in the digital space. I could leave my full-time job in 5 weeks, I changed our lives as a family completely. So now, better than ever, I can help someone have that same transformation, right? But I know because I've done it, I can save them some time and money because I've done it. I know the mistakes I made in the beginning. And the same for you, right? So what I do is I give them step 1, okay? Let's just get you set up, the setup that gets done for you. Now, in your case, write down as I'm writing it down, because here's why I want you to do it. Because as you're writing down, you're not overthinking. Can I get an amen in the comments? Because when you do it on your own, which you will, you can revisit that after this call. But most of the time we overthink. Where if it comes to you like this, it's normally the right one, okay? So normally the first one is, I just say the setup. That is what helped me, was just getting set up at first, and then I felt like something was done. So, okay, let's just get you set up. And then let's get you creating content. Because when I know when you start creating content, I know you are starting with something that can actually start paying you. I'm getting you right into making money already, instead of dragging this out longer than it should be. If it's a fitness person, they will say, let's just first do a grocery list for you and establish where you are. Let's take your measurements. Let's take your weight. Let's just get you in line with where you want to go. Okay? Let's do an assessment. Okay? Then the next step is this. The next step is that. Whatever the steps look like. Like the third step would be, now we refine. Okay? Doesn't matter how this looks like. We refine. We do a call. Okay? And then you should have your result here. You should start getting results. Okay? So there's step by step by step. This is why inside my program, for instance, I have 7 steps. I have 7 modules that everyone works through. That's like 2 or 4 minutes a module. Because I know my perfect customer, they don't want to do hours and hours and hours of training. They want to get to the money as quickly as possible. Always remember that. Try and get your customer as quickly as possible to the transformation. You're the one that's the expert. You can save them time. Okay? So that structure, just 5 steps, 5, 7 steps, how many ever steps, just not more than 10. Because you really don't want to overwhelm them. And you want to make them feel when you're done with step 1, now it's time for the next one. Congratulations. Maybe do a video for them. Maybe say to them, okay, now it's time. Now you can download this. Download like a thing that they can tick off that they know they've done it. Okay. So if you're doing a meal planner and a recipe book or something like that, you're not necessarily going to give them these implementation things like a checklist, but you can give them other things like a weekly tracker or a weekly meal plan. Okay? What is point 3, 4, and 5 say? Point 3 is, I just said refine. Okay? So what I do is I help them get set up. Okay? And then I get into the content. I actually do it the other way around. I help them determine their customer. Who's their perfect customer? Who are they speaking to? Then the 3 is I take them through their content because I want them to start creating content, right? And then step 4, I teach them a workflow, a daily workflow. What they need to do on a daily basis, okay? And then number 5 is they start seeing results. That is how it's supposed to work, okay? So I give them 5 steps just to get going, because if I already said by step 1, okay, today you're going to create content, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, they're going to feel so overwhelmed. Or even, like with what most were struggling with, on step 1, they got stuck. That's why I created EMS, because in the previous, what they would get stuck with the setup because they're not tech savvy. If you were yesterday, you would remember. I said my customer is not that tech savvy. They don't want to set up a system. They don't want to set up their automated system. And a lot of people got stuck at someone else's step 1. So this is why we do the setup, get them all going, get their business off the ground. Okay, so this should not be hard. Don't overthink this, okay? Just make it very clear, easy to follow, step by step by step by step. That is how simple it should be, okay? And what you can do is you can use ChatGPT for inspiration. You guys all know ChatGPT, right? Just put yes if you do. Yeah, quick steps because we don't have time. Use ChatGPT and say, hey, this is what I'm planning to do. Type in as much as possible on ChatGPT. Say, act as an expert in digital product design and give me a structure I can follow. This is what I'm doing with my customer. I'm taking them from point A to point B. This is their pain points. These are their desires. This is how I'm doing it. And ChatGPT will type out an entire framework for you. And just use that. Just always remember, guys, ChatGPT and AI is there to make our lives easier and support us. It's not there to replace us. You don't want ChatGPT to do your ebook for you, for instance. Does that make sense? You want to put you in there. You can use it as a structure. No problem. But you want your voice in there. You want your, like, if you don't say, hey, love, don't. You know? Put your own energy, and they need to see your voice and your personality through it, if that makes sense. Okay? So the next thing that you need to do is you need to choose now your product type. So let me know in the comments if you've chosen your product type. Is it going to be a template? Is it going to be videos? Is it going to be an ebook? What is it going to be? I'm going to send you over 200 digital product ideas after this. Okay? That's surprise number 1. Okay, I'm going to give you the over 200 digital product ideas that you can go through. But decide on what type of product you want to create and how to, and then I'm going to start pricing it now. Okay, awesome. Let's go. So now what we are going to do is we're going to start pricing it. Okay. So there are different pricing options. Who feels scared to ask money for what they want to sell? Who feels scared? Who feels shy? Just put me in the comments if that's you. That's a very regular thing. Okay. I actually had a conversation with someone today. Because the truth is, rich people and successful people protect their time. I'm silencing for a reason. I want that to sink in. Successful people protect their time. That's why a doctor charges the amount he charges for a visit, even if it is that you just need a strepsil. He charges for his time because his time is valuable. He's busy with valuable work. And that is why you can also charge for your time. People want proximity and people want transformation, and they are willing to pay. People that are not willing to pay for it, if people that are not willing to pay for your time is not your perfect customer. Those are what we call the browsers. Okay? They can always later on change into buyers, but most of the time you get browsers and you get buyers on social media. Okay? The ones that browse are looking for freebies. The ones who are buyers are looking for a solution. You see the difference. You want to help the person that is honest in the solution that they want. You don't want to be entertained and have your time wasted. I don't know about you, but you're on this call, I believe, because you want to work smarter, not harder. You don't want to go back working 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours every single day and have little to show for it. Yes? You want to work smarter, so protect your time. You are saving someone time and money. If you lost weight and you can share with someone how you did it, and you can take the time to put the whole thing together, you have the right to sell it. Okay? So don't feel guilty for charging. People will get the right customers, will come back to you and keep on thanking you for showing up for them. I promise you, they will keep on showing up. So there are 3, you can see, right? 3 price points that you can charge. Or let me say price levels. Okay? So the first one is a low ticket. Okay? The low ticket one can be anything. It's actually start like from $7. It can be anything to $97. Okay? So a low ticket can be anything like a mini guide, maybe like an hour replay of something of very valuable training. I should be charging for this. You guys know I should be. Do you guys agree I should be charging for this workshop? Be honest. Because this workshop that I'm teaching goes for $997. I should be charging for this. And the reason I'm not charging for it is because a lot of people don't understand digital products And then a lot of people always used to tell me, but I don't have money, I don't have money. And the truth is, a lot of people don't. And I remember how that feels. And that's why I wanted to give. I did my very first workshop. It was a 5-day workshop. And I gave that away for free. And I just did it. And I keep on doing it because I see the value that it's bringing in. I know when you get off on day number 3, which is tomorrow, you can go take what I'm teaching you and you can go be successful. You can. This is not something you're going to find for free on YouTube. I can promise you that. So the reason I did it for free was because I knew people needed it, right? So you can do, for instance, I could have charged for this workshop. You can do a live workshop teaching someone something and you can charge for it, right? You can do a mini guide. You can do a template pack. You know, if you're a graphic designer or you use design or you're good with Canva, you can go do a template. You know how many people, this is the market, by the way. If you're at all interested in this, this is really what I'm seeing in the marketplace. What's shifting in 2026 is businesses need social media people. They need people who will post on social media for them and design for them for their post on social media. So if at all you've been thinking of something like that, do it, because everyone's going digital. Okay, it's all the more going digital. Okay, so with this one, with the low ticket, it's like building confidence with your first one. You know, if you're already feeling a little bit shy of charging, I would go with a little product. I also started with when I started creating digital products, I started with a little product, okay, with a low ticket. That built my confidence. This is like buying a coffee, because no one thinks about buying a coffee. It's not a big decision. You just do it, okay? So no one thinks a lot about it. So the second one is a mid-ticket. Okay, so a mid-ticket one can be anything like $97 to $497. Okay, here is where your audience starts deciding. Okay, here they just buy. They don't really, it doesn't really take much effort to purchase. That's why this is really an easy sell. But here's where they start making decisions. That is really the type of customer you want. You want someone that can make decisions and take action, because you can build a whole ecosystem around that. I'll share, if there's time, I'll share a little bit later on that. Okay. But here's where they stop trying and they start deciding. They're starting to make the decisions. Okay. This can be anything like a 4 to 6 week program, a step-by-step course. This can be a live 6-week fitness program where you give coaching. This can even be, I know of a guy that does it. You could even, if you are scared to go live, like I do, right? You can even do an email thing. Like you sell this course that is going live for 6 weeks, and you send every Monday, you send an email with a video. You don't have to do that live, but you're sending the video and you're asking for feedback. Does that make sense? I think that's pretty awesome, because it doesn't, but it's better to do it live because you get live feedback. Okay, but you can do it through email as well. Okay, so the third one is high ticket. Okay, so high ticket is anything between, like now we're going $997 to $3,000 plus. Okay, someone asked something about dollars. I'm trying to keep up with what I'm reading there, but the dollars, it's global. Okay, so this is why we do it in dollars, because you can sell to anyone in the entire world. You don't want to just sell to your country. You're limiting yourself. I mean, we have the ability right now. You can sit in your house right now. I had a sell yesterday from someone from Singapore. This morning, I had someone from America. I had a couple of South Africans. I had 2 people from an Africa country, and another person I think it's just when we brought up, also from America. And then there was someone from, can't remember that country's name now. My point is, you can market to the entire world instead of just limiting yourself to the place that you stay in. Okay, so a high ticket program, this is where people like here at the mid ticket, right? And actually here, people pay for information. It's more information that they are paying for. You're giving them the information that they need, okay? A high ticket program is where they are paying for time, they're paying for clarity, and they're paying for results. All different ballgame. Okay? Because the higher the product, the higher you can charge. Why? Because we protect our time. Because here's the thing, it's smarter to work better with your time because there will be a lot of people that will waste your time. Have you ever met someone, helped someone, and then they never did what you said, so they never got the result? Just put a yes. Or maybe you went to the gym and this person just dropped you, but they paid for the gym. They're still paying for the gym. Isn't there a lot of people that do that, right? There will be a lot of people like that just will not see it through. And I'm sure you don't want to waste your time in charging small amounts that takes you every single day a lot of effort and time to try and help these people that don't want to be helped. And that's the sad reality. That is just the sad reality. A lot of people want to make money online, but a lot of people are not willing to learn the skills. They want to win the lotto. They rather wait and win the lotto and sit and suffer for the next 20 years. I was one of them. That's why I can say it. I was waiting to win the lotto. I was waiting for my circumstances to change. And nothing was changing. And for 3 years, I was stuck in this feeling sorry for myself. This is why I can say it with so much conviction that not taking charge of your own life will only spite you. No one is. It's no one's responsibility to make you happy and successful. Do you agree? You are the one that needs to make you happy and successful. You. And I'm going to share something very vulnerable with you, can I? My husband and I, he is someone he likes like antiques and stuff. Is there anyone on here that likes antiques? Just put a 1 in the comments and don't hate me for what I'm about to say. Okay. I do like a little bit of antique, but I'm not an antique type of girl. Okay, I like modern furniture. I like modern stuff, okay? And I like to be surrounded by pretty things. I'm a girl, just as who I am. For many years when I was in school, and I always felt weird because I love nice things. I always felt like it made me look shallow and blah, blah, blah. But it's not, I just really do. I don't have to have the best around me. I just want my house to look neat. That's just who I am. And I've learned to love myself that way, okay? So my husband, he was happy with the previous house we stayed in. And he was happy with I call it old furniture. He calls it antique. Okay. I'm like, this is old. Like, man, I'm not 80 years old. You know, I want to have modern stuff around me. I want light colors and blah, blah, blah. You know, my point in sharing this is he was happy. He was content. He wasn't looking for staying in a different place or buying different furniture. I was the one that was frustrated. I didn't want to worry about what goes in my bank account when I have to buy my children's school shoes. I didn't want to check my bank account every time they ask me for stuff. Every time when I think like, oh, I'd love to do my child's room over and I can't because I still have to even fix the ceiling or fix this and there's no money for it now. I didn't want to live like that. So my point in sharing this with you is it wasn't his problem. It was mine. I had a different vision for my life. I wanted to be able to set my kids up for college and buy them cars when they needed it and give them the best. Not make them have everything, but don't check my bank account every time. Does it resonate with someone here? Does it resonate with you? That's what I wanted. And I realized back then, it wasn't going to be up to him. If I would still be waiting to win the lotto. I would still be waiting for someone to come and save me. It was when I took action that changed my life. So don't wait for someone to make you happy. You are the one that makes you happy, okay? And that was now free info. You don't have to pay me for that, okay? Some life lesson there for you, okay? So high ticket They pay for your time, your clarity, and you will see with time how important your time is. Okay, you have to work smarter, and there's always ways to work smarter. That's why in my community, I've regular calls weekly. And just imagine if hundreds and hundreds of people, I had to speak to hundreds and hundreds of people on a one-on-one every single day. I will not breathe because it's just humanly impossible. But I still want to take care of my community. So what do? I have appointed team members to help me. I pay them to help me. Some is already in the business, but I help them. I set up weekly calls. I have an assistant, and guess what? I get to change their lives and have input in their lives, and they feel good for helping me because they start seeing also results in their life. Okay? So I had to do that in my business so that I can be still mom. I can still be a wife to my husband, and I can still be at home and still act, or what did they say it? Still do as I preach. Because if I preach, you can do this job in 2-3 hours a day, and you can make big money. I need to practice what I preach. Okay, so I take my time. So this is why a high ticket. If you're a personal trainer, for instance, and you can help people lose weight, right? If someone says to you, you know what? I don't do well with these programs that people give me. I want you to take me through it step by step and step. I need to sit with someone. I need to, you know what? Charge for it then. What is your day's worth? Because you sitting with that person is going to take time out of your day that your family are not seeing you, right? And that you could have made some other mid-ticket sales. So charge the time. Do you guys agree? Just put agree if you do. I hope you agree, okay? Because that truly, otherwise you're going to forever work and you're always going to go back into the hustle. You have to learn to set boundaries. Just charge for it. Charge them $3,000 and they can have your time, okay? That's what I do. I have a mastermind where I teach people how to build their digital products. I help out build their entire ecosystem in their business, okay? But it's my time because I sit with each one of them, right? So I charge for it because I know that they're going to get the result, but it's time away from my family. And they are paying for my skills, they're paying for my knowledge, and the same with you. So if you want to have some higher ticket programs or some higher ticket, let's say you do coaching, or maybe you do grief counseling, or maybe someone said yesterday you're a life coach, charge for your time. Instead of saying, book a one-on-one with me here, book a one-on-one, say to him, you know what? I'm going to take you through an 8-week course. I'm going to charge $3,000 for this 8-week course, but I'm going to meet 2 times with you in a week. We're going to discuss this. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that support. I'm going to give you that. Sell it as a bundle and charge $3,000 for it. Because then you know the person's going to get results. Isn't that so? Who can get a result with one session? Agree? I mean, if you go to a psychologist, they want to see you because it takes time to get results. It's not a quick fix. Okay? Anyway, I'm moving off the topic here. So let's get into the pricing. Okay? So yesterday, what we did, I just went and I prepared. Can you see? I just wrote it all nicely out there. Okay, so yesterday what we said was, you want to take your client from their pain point to their desire. Okay? My client wants to be, they want to stop being broke. They want to stop stressing. They want a stress-free life. Now, how can I get them to that stress-free life? So what I did was, I'm just going to quickly go through it for those who weren't on here. I was giving an example of my perfect customer. My perfect customer needs money and they need it quickly, but they need to know how. They don't know how to make the money. They need to know how to make it money. So they want the money, okay? They're not tech savvy. They don't know how automation works. They barely know how the internet works, most of them. They do not want to struggle. They want to get going ASAP. So what they really needed was a done-for-you system. They want someone to do it for them, okay? Time is a big issue for my customer because she's a busy mom, a busy dad, already working full-time most of the time, okay? Can you guys see? So now, is this clear? Okay. Can you read here?
We can see, yeah, perfect.
Okay,
Nice
good.
Picasso work.
Someone says no.
Now we can see perfectly.
Okay. All right. So, if you can't see clearly, just listen, okay? Many was in this cycle of maybe borrowing money and then, or overspending and then have to get back on track. So it kept them in this vicious cycle of never having enough. They wanted consistent income. That's their desire. Their pain point is the frustration, the debt that is killing them. Okay. Then a lot of them felt alone because they were already buying courses. They were already trying a lot of online things that wasn't working for them. They wanted to feel supported. Okay. Right
Just
bottom
drop
is
down the laptop a little bit for that confusion. Okay.
there. Okay. I'm going to
Yes.
squat here. Okay. So, and then a lot of them didn't have any confidence. Like, Lizelle, I don't know how to show up online. And this is one thing no one thought. Okay. So what they actually needed was they needed some confidence and then they didn't know how to get it. And then the content, they didn't know how to create content. Okay. So they needed something that they could do that is going to convert. They don't want to waste their time and spend 3-4 months showing up online, which is already a big thing for them, and not make money. Okay. So that's what we established the pain points yesterday and where the customer wants to be. Okay. So think about what your pain points of your customer is and the desire, where they want to be. So now what I did yesterday is that's how I built my program. So what I did was I said, I'm going to give them a step-by-step. I'm going to show them how to make their first $5,000 to $10,000 online. I'm going to take them through step-by-step and showing them how to do this. I'm going to do a done for you system for them. In other words, they don't have to do it. We will set up the system for them. Okay. Their time is limited. So I'm going to give them a daily framework of what they need to focus on 2 hours a day. Okay. Then the cycle, instead of being in the same place every single month, I'm going to give them multiple income streams that I'm already going to set up for them. It's actually my multiple income streams that has been generating a lot of income for me. That's part of my multi-six-figure strategy. It's generated a lot of income. And instead of me building from scratch, I just duplicated what I already was doing well in and I put it into that system. And then a lot of them felt alone. So I thought like, okay, I'm going to do pod calls in the community. I'm going to get amazing coaches that already has had a lot of success that can coach the others through it in small groups. Okay. I'm going to create a community where people are on the same journey, because if you run with winners, you become a winner, right? I'm going to create coaching. I'm going to include coaching in this. Coaching, which is so freaking expensive. I mean, I paid $70,000 for my coach, guys. A lot of freaking money, but I made it back already. Okay. Coaching is so important because I know learning from someone that already went through the process can save a lot of time and energy. This is why I believe in coaching. I'm learning from an 8-figure coach because I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there because she's saving me time and money because I'm learning all the shortcuts. And the same within my community, right? Content, I created an AI bot with the strategy that I've been using on social media that has built me this multi-six-figure business. And I gave them a content vault. I started a content vault. And this content vault we update on a monthly basis for the DMS Pro, so that as the content comes every month, we check the content that's working online and we create the content for them. Okay, we're all on the same page. So now I came to the point where I was like, now I need to charge for this. Like, how much do I charge for this? Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna show you exactly what I did. Guys can see. Okay. If I get to the bottom, rather just listen. I'll do another page. Okay. So they needed the step-by-step framework. Okay. Now that was going to cost me a minimum of $997 to just set it all out. Okay. The time, the energy, the intellectual property, all of that. Okay. The next thing was going to be the done for you system. Now, just the done for you system that time was like almost $1,500. It's a minimum of $2,500 now just to set out a funnel, to pay someone to do it for you. So I was like, okay, that time it was I have my figures here because I wrote down exactly what it was that time. 1497. Today, if someone had to pay someone to build it out, it would be $2,500 minimum. Okay. I just paid $10,000 last year, guys, for a new funnel. $10,000 for a funnel. And a funnel is your entire system that works for you 24/7 online. It is the best investment that you can do in your business. is having this, because this is the machine that's working for you online. Okay. Then the daily framework, that's the next thing. That was, well, just me putting out the framework. So that was really just my time. I didn't even put an amount there. The multiple income streams, that was at least also $997 to set up, because then the multiple income streams was a whole funnel that I needed to build from scratch and add. So that again was about 997. Then the pod calls, okay? The pod calls, the coaching, which is $1,200 worth. And by the way, this is per month. I just worked it out per item. But a lot of these things are costs per month in a business, right? So what I did, so it's about $497, the pod calls, okay, and then the coaching, $1,200, just the community to get that all set up and going, $497, right? And then a lot of people struggled with the confidence. So what I did was I put in the course, which I created earlier, which was Magnetic Sales Formula. That's all about mindset, getting rid of limiting beliefs, getting out of your own way. Because if you weren't on the call yesterday, I spoke about how mindset is key with anything in life. You can't lose weight if you can't believe you can. And then people sometimes wonder why they can't. You can't make money if you don't believe you can. And sometimes people wonder, why can they do it and I can't do it? It's not that you can't do it. It's that there are money blocks. There are blocks in your mind that's keeping you from going to that next level. And most of the time, it's trauma related, it's disappointment related, it's what's happened in your life earlier. And no one was teaching that at the time. And when I created it, I was like, the people were seeing so many results. I was like, I have to include this. Okay. So that one was $297. The AI bot, $197. The content vault, $297 per month, right? Per month. So the total of all of this, that I'll open up, going to $6,479, right? Is it 6476? Sorry, doesn't matter. 6476 or 9 doesn't matter. That was the total price. So I could charge over $6,000 if I had to sell all of those things that I just showed you, if I had to sell it all in single files, one by one, I could have made over $6,000. You guys agree? That's what I could have done. But instead, I bundled it all up together and I said, because the reason I bundled it up and the reason I didn't want to charge this was because I knew what it felt like to stay stuck. I knew what it felt like when you keep on getting the phone call from the school. Why is your kids' school fees not up to date? Your kids can't go back to school because you didn't pay the school, and no one could understand and no one gave grace. I know what that feels like, to be the mom lying awake at night, stressing about your finances, wondering what you're going to do because you just don't see a way out. And that's why I wanted to make it accessible to everyone. And I was like, I'm not charging that, but I still want to charge what it's worth. I still want to charge a good amount. And I charged $1,197 because, there's a thing called perceived value. You guys agree, especially those in the community are going to agree. I always ask them, I asked them the other day for Black Friday, I said, should we do like a discount special? They were like, no, don't do that. The value is just too freaking much, But the thing is, there's something called perceived value. If I charge, you saw the value in here now. If I charged $97 for all of that, do you think you would think it's so valuable than what it really is? Probably not. Exactly. That's why there's a difference between Pep and Woolies. There's a difference between, what did we say? Overseas, it's like there's a cheap shop and an expensive shop. Okay? But there's a difference because there's quality in here. And although at the time, Walmart, yes, Karen, at the time I would have, for me, it felt like, man, I wish I could just give it away for free because I know it's going to help people. Okay? Luckily I didn't, because at the end of the day, it grew so quickly that it's costing me on a monthly basis just to stay up to date, to make sure everyone's very well supported. My point is, there's something of perceived value. If you know you are giving something that is very valuable, especially a transformation. Okay, I give a transformation, not just information. If you just give information, you can charge like a low ticket $97 product. But if you know you're giving a transformation, there's a perceived value. If you charge too little, you're going to cheapen your own product. Does that make sense? You're going to cheapen your own product. So charge the worth, but then you can also do something like that. Give more value. You know this is the value, and just make it a little bit less, so it's so easy to sell. This is so easy to sell, it sells itself because of the value. Okay? So does that make sense? Make sense. Are you ready to price your product? Yes? One in the comments if you're ready to price your product. Tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're gonna build this out in Canva. Who's excited about the Canva? Because I know some of you are very excited about Canva. Someone of you like, just give me the shortcut, Lizelle. This is a lot of work. There is a shortcut, right? But I could end this session now and just leave you to figure this all out. But it won't be honest of me to do. Because the truth is, I didn't make my multi-six figures because I started from scratch. I didn't start with a product that I created myself. I started with the Done For You system. That is something that helped me go faster. All the time still people ask me, Lizelle, how did you go from earning nothing to making your first million? And the reason is simple. It's because I started with a shortcut. And I told you about that shortcut yesterday, and a lot of you took the chance. You can go and take this information. You can be wildly successful with it. But I know if you take the shortcut, you're going to save a lot of time. You're going to save a lot of energy. You're going to get your results a lot faster because you're going to have that support. So before we end today, I want to make it very clear, and I want to reward action takers. You guys know by now I reward action takers, right? I do. And the reason I reward action takers is because I remember what it feels like to feel scared. Like, firstly, I didn't have the money. And secondly, I had no guarantee that it was going to work for me. So I was like, it's a lot of money. So I remember the feeling of feeling extremely scared. And this is why I love to reward action takers. So yesterday's bonus is not on the table. But today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you two things. That's my surprise. Okay? Instead of just one. I'm going to give you access to a training that is worth $1,500 just for the ones that wants to take that shortcut today. I'm going to give you access to the $1,500 training where I'm going to show you how to build systems in your business so that you don't have to rely on social media to make a ton of money online. And not just a ton of money that pays you while you don't have to work a lot. In December, I took 3 weeks off. I made over $70,000 in December. I took 3 weeks off that I was not in my business. There's a way, there's a strategy, okay? So I'm going to do that. Plus, I'm going to give you access to the very first new course, step by step, in Canva. Not a document, not just a video, quick video, a step by step, and someone that's going to get on a call with you and is going to answer your questions and help you build it out. Okay. I hope that is like, woo, awesome, because I've never given this before. And this is going to be amazing. It is going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be so easy because now, if you do take the shortcut, you can build your product right next to it. And you're going to have the guidance on how to do it. Okay, so your next step is to get back to the person that invited you here. Ask them for the link. If you have any questions, ask them. You have until tomorrow when we start with day 3. Tomorrow, it's going to be a very nice session because it's going to be very interactive. We're going to do the Canva training. Okay, I'm going to show you step by step on how to do it. So if you come ready with what you want to do, you can step away with your product tomorrow. And if you take the shortcut, you can get it sold within the next week because you're going to have the support. Okay. Does that sound good? Are you guys excited? Yeah. I know it is exciting. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Do not miss tomorrow. We're going to end on a high note. Very excited about what's happening tomorrow. And tomorrow, obviously, there's going to be a lot of there's going to be someone that's going to come talk to you guys tomorrow, that I'm very excited for you to hear from. Okay, awesome, everybody. See you tomorrow.